Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Marina Kristensen. Today I will share with you how I eat to maintain a flat and lean stomach. I know I'm not the leanest and fittest person and everybody is different, but I want to share with you what works for me, and maybe you can apply some of these tips to your diet to maintain a lean and flat stomach and to get more toned and more defined abs. But before we start this video, make sure to click the like and subscribe button down below and hit the little bell so that you always get notified when I upload a new video. Also, I want to apologize for the light because I'm sitting at the window and the sun is coming out and it's going behind the clouds. So as you probably already know is that I don't eat breakfast and I start to eat at about 12 a.m. for lunch, and I stop eating at about 8:30 p.m. when I had my dessert or TV snack, and I'm very little bloated. On average, my daily calories come from about 35% of fat, 20% of protein and 45% of carbs. I'm not on any specific diet except that I'm vegan and gluten-free, but I'm not on a high carb, high fat, high protein or low carb diet or anything whatsoever. Some days I eat more protein or more fat or more carbs than the other day, and that's totally fine, but that's just the average I'm eating. Of course, if you're on a ketogenic diet or on a high carb diet, these percentages will not be applied to you. With this kind of division, I do define my abs without building too many muscles because I don't want to be a bodybuilder or something of that kind. And now to my daily eating plan, you can say. I don't count calories or use any kind of a calculator, but as I'm eating the same things every day, I have like the same average every day, I'll have about the same amount of protein and fats and carbs each day. And now to my eating habits, my eating plan, you can say. So I eat lunch at about 12 a.m., which is very high in vegetables, and I only eat a little bit of fruit with my lunch. And I try to eat about 40% of my daily protein at lunchtime. This is why I include peas, nuts, seeds and protein powder. I tend to eat my lunch raw or just slightly cooked, and I do work out after lunch, and I have a protein shot after my workout to fuel my muscles and to make them grow and to define them, of course. This means my lunch is very high in protein and has an average fat and carb amount. At about 4 p.m. I eat my afternoon food, which is mostly fruits and nuts and seeds. So it's very high in carbs and very high in fat and lower in protein. I like to eat a lot of fruit at this time of the day because it tastes really good. I feel my best after this, and also it fuels my brain because I mostly work after my afternoon food, and it kind of gives me an energy kick, that I can concentrate better. Dinner is at about 6:30 in the evening, and I try to eat a lot of protein with my dinner, so this is why I include a lot of beans or tofu or tempeh. It has an average carb amount depending on what I eat for dinner, so sometimes it's higher than other times, and it's mostly lower in fats because I feel much better when having a lower fat dinner. Also, as you know, I include a lot of vegetables in my dinner because of all the fiber, all the vitamins, nutrients, and it just tastes good because it tastes good. And the last thing I have is at about 8:15, 8:30, which is my dessert. And this depends on what I had for dinner. So if I had a higher protein dinner, I don't have such a high dessert. But if I have a low protein dinner, I have a high protein dessert. And if I had a high carb dinner, I have a low carb dessert, and if I had a low carb dinner, I have a high carb dessert. So depending on my dinner, I have dessert the other way around, but it's also low in fat. Anyways, I like to have a lot of protein at the end of the day because then my muscles can regenerate and grow overnight, and I think that's very important, that your body can regenerate overnight and that it has what it needs. That's it for today's video, and as my camera went out, I straight have to say goodbye and enjoy your day. We will see you next week again at about 5:15 a.m.